Please state your name and the subject you teach.
My name is Lucas Eta Abuno. I teach mathematics and the head of department for mathematics.
Please tell us about yourself. What are your interests and hobbies?
I have taught mathematics in a combined middle and high school system for 17 years. I establish a behavior and daily routine metrics during my classes. It spells out the expectations for group and individual assignments, entering and exiting classes, asking help from teacher or peers. I create great relationship with my students in such a way that they can confide in me, they share their problems with me, they like spending time with me, and sometimes I contact their parents to share certain things concerning their kids. Concerning my hobbies and interests, I like TV shows like debate, educational arguments that instigate critical thinking. I like music and games.
Are you involved in extracurricular activities that you could coach or supervise?
Yes, I am the founder and coordinator of this club is to train students such that they will see mathematics as a tool in every aspect in life. In this club, students learn how to do multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction without the use of calculators. In this club, we use local materials to form shapes and figures such as pyramids, cones, cylinders, and we are able to calculate their surface areas. My students have won several awards for the past 15 years.
So why did you decide to become a teacher for the subject for which you are applying?
When I was in the middle and high school, I was in the accelerated class. I was very intelligent, and mathematics was that only subject that could require critical thinking. I love new challenges, and it's only mathematics that I could be able to get new challenges. So I developed the interest in mathematics.
Are you currently employed as a teacher?
Yes, I'm a teacher by profession, and I'm currently employed as a teacher. Yes, I'm a teacher by profession for 5 days a week. I also put 4 hours extra during the weekends for weak learners.
Describe your teaching experience. What subject have you taught and at what grade level?
I have taught mathematics for middle and high school, algebra in the middle and high school, geometry and statistics in the high school. I've also taught physics in the high school. I've taught computer sciences in the middle and high school, and I've also taught moral education in the middle and high school.
Describe other work experiences you've had beside teaching.
I also belong to a team that teach our local language called Keyaka. I also teach children how to sing in the local language every weekend in our town hall. I teach 9 hours per day, and I teach for 5 days a week. I also put 4 hours.
Have you ever worked in the United States? If so, when, where, and why?
No, I've never worked in the United States.
What do you hope to be? What do you hope to be doing professionally 5 years from now?
I will still be a teacher because I love the job.
If I were to talk to several of your colleagues, how would they describe your personality?
They will say I'm an organized, calm, and understanding teacher. I have been a staff social president for 8 years and head of department for 15 years. If not of constitutional constraint, my colleagues wanted me to be president for life. This is due to the fact that I create personal relationship with each and every one of my colleagues, and I'm always ready to assist one another so long it is for the good of the kids.
What will your students say about you?
My students told me I'm a blessing to them, a model for them to emulate. This is because of the way I do my and easier than any other mathematics teacher. I even have students, due to the fact that they admire the way I do my presentation. Today they are mathematics teachers, and some are even teaching presently with faces, especially Mr. Asongo Sebastian.
How do you prepare to teach your lessons?
To teach my lesson, I first of all make a plan for the lesson. With a plan for the lesson, gather teaching items such as textbooks. I also collect useful materials and create my own materials. Then make use of available technology.
What will your lesson plans include?
First, my lesson plan will have the lesson objectives, which I always spell it out clearly and give a student to read it aloud. Secondly, the learning activities, which I always use a daily life scenario. Then I also plan for the student for the assessment of the understanding of the students. I plan for meaningful and engaging the lesson. I also plan for realistic timeline, and I also plan for the closure of the lesson, which will involve practical exercises for the students to do at home. Great class, and I was to teach the students how to find the roots of a quadratic equation. The lesson objective was to be able to identify that a quadratic equation has two roots. I now use a daily life scenario, which I told the students. I asked a carpenter to construct me a rectangular bulletin board of 18 square feet. Suppose the carpenter constructed the board in such a way that the length is 7 feet more than the width. Then I asked the students to find an expression for the area of the bulletin board. So these students came out with an expression for the area, which is 18 is equal to x into x plus 7. And when we simplify that expression, we had 18 is equal to x squared plus 7x. I then told them that that expression that they are having can be rearranged and written as x squared plus 7x minus 18 equal to 0. And I told them that is a quadratic equation. So, which I now said a quadratic equation is an equation which is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0 and a, b, and c are known numbers. So when I told them that a is not equal to 0, I explained that if a is equal to 0, it's no longer a quadratic equation, because the x squared will not be there. It will now be a linear equation. So I now further asked them to substitute values for x which satisfy the equation. These students did and came out with 2 values for x. I then now told them a quadratic equation has 2 roots or solutions, and they were able at the end to identify that quadratic equation.
What method do you use to grade or evaluate your students' progress?
After school every day, I spend 2 hours to grade my students' work and give them feedback. I also give the students chance to make up for missing work. I also do weekly quizzes and also correct their homework.
If you use technology in your teaching, describe how you use it. Specifically discuss your experience using a smart board and ways that you incorporate it into your lessons.
I always use 2 online platforms called Quizzes and Kahoot. I love using quizzes because the questions are sequenced in such a way that it avoids cheating. For Kahoot, a student controls the game, and we virtually use the smart board in every activity in my class. The students do their presentation on the smart board. More often when I do not have enough computers in my classroom.
If you have students who are noisy or non-attentive, share with us 2 ways you get them to be quiet and concentrate.
I always have close proximity with my students. I move around the classroom to give feedbacks on students' work. So, when a student is noisy, at times.
Have you spoken to your family about going to the United States to teach? Is there anything such as a family member that might object to your leaving home? Are you aware that your family members may not join you here until approximately 4 to 6 weeks after your arrival?
Yes, I have spoken with my family member and there is no objection.
Do you understand and accept that FACES is a 5-year program, and after 5 years you must return to your home country? Do you agree to this?
Yes, I agree to that.